Right, this one's good. What do you call a knight that likes to scare people? Surprise. Sir, he's a knight. Prize.
Perfect.
Right, broskies, we are back. And yes, it's another review. Finally, I get to review an Air Max again. It's been a while, but it is the Nike Air Max 1 Big Bubble Earth and Light Lemon Twist. So there's a lot to talk about with this sneaker, and I can't lie to you, I did like them a lot more than I should. First and foremost, I'm going to get that out of the way. But yes, that old cliche, they look way better in hand and way better on foot. I do agree with that statement, but at the same time, I don't know, there's just something I don't quite like. Before we get to that though, of course, sizing, you're probably thinking, if you're after these, what do they fit like? And personally for me, I went true to size. I got my normal 9 UK and they fit perfectly. But whatever you go with the Air Max 1 Big Bubble or even a normal Air Max 1, honestly, just go for that. You'll be fine. Right, before we get into all of that good stuff, whether this sneaker is a buy or a buy, what I like, what I don't like, and all the rest of it, let's talk about the box. Now, one of the things I do really like with the Air Max 1 Big Bubble sneakers is the actual box. It's very consistent. We're not getting that boring old Nike red box that we do get with GR sneakers, so it's kind of a good thing with these Air Max 1 Big Bubbles. No special hang tags and no spare laces though. But the product sticker does read Nike Air Max 1 86 OG, and the official colorway is Earth, Light Lemon Twist, and Oil Green. Right, broskies, a lot to talk about when it comes to the materials of this sneaker, good, bad, and the ugly. So let's get into it. Now, there's a few things I actually do like, which we are going to talk about first, and it's the colorway, surprisingly. As a lot of you may know, I'm a big fan of camouflage, and my whole brand is sort of built on it. The logo itself has camouflage in it. So yeah, I'm going to be slightly biased, but of course, that's why I got the shoe. And even less surprising, I love that little bit of yellow on the sneaker. It kind of reminds me of the old sherbet discs that we used to get, and if you're a 90s baby, or even before that, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Just reminds me of those flying saucers, that color. So it's not quite shockingly Volt that we normally get on Nike sneakers. It's sort of a muted yellow. But one thing I don't think pictures did do this sneaker justice with is this sort of chocolate brown undertone. A lot of the trims, like the eyelets towards the ankle collar, going around the tongue as well, and the tongue tab, even the midsole and the sock liner, it's all of that chocolate brown. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I do like it, but the midsole, that's just one thing I can't really learn to love. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say they could have went for white or sail. Maybe that would have fixed it, who knows? But I mean, this brown, it's just not doing it for me. But another thing which is going to split a lot of people down the middle is the toe box. Now, a lot of people did like the Air Max 1 collaboration with Clot, you know, that whole see-through toe box vibe. Some people didn't like it, some people did. And I think you're going to feel the same here. To be fair, I've only worn these with black socks so far, so I can't really comment on wearing them with white socks or other colors. But as far as I could see, you can't actually tell, nowhere near as much as the Clot collab. It was kind of like a weird plastic toe box, and this one isn't as bad as that. What kind of saves this sneaker on that toe box anyway is the whole camouflage vibe. It does blend in the toe box to your socks that little bit better. The only thing that might cheese you off though is the shape of the toe box. Because it's so thin, it does lose shape pretty quickly. But most of the sneaker is of course made of that sort of canvas in that camouflage colorway. Now, the laces do actually complement the sneaker a lot, and I know it's green, it's a bit of a safe bet, but I mean, they could have went for that brown and I don't think it would have done any favors to this sneaker. But again, we've got hits of that green on that tongue and that dark chocolate brown with that yellow Nike Air tab. Now, that hit of orange on that insole is a nice pop of color. I do really wish they went for more orange on this sneaker, maybe instead of the yellow at the back or on the tongue. It is a shame because it does look so good with the camouflage. Now, the heel counter is kind of cool. Air Max 1 purists might not agree. Instead of the iconic Nike Air, we do have on the left shoe Nike, and on the right shoe we do have the Nike swoosh. Now, you're gonna like it or you're not. I'm kind of in the middle. I like that it's different, but at the same time, you need a little bit of Air Max brand in there. Come on. A nice hit of mesh around the ankle collar though, and I do like how they've done that. Now, this midsole, again, like I've said, one thing I didn't really like. I just think it does darken the shoe a little bit too much than it needs to be. And it does kind of limit the amount of outfits you can wear with this shoe. But that's just me. We do have though the Air Max 1 Big Bubble returning here. But as we finish off on the outsole, it is actually black, which is kind of weird. You kind of would have thought it would have been the same as the midsole, but it's not. Right, broskies, a very divisive sneaker and one I'm still torn on. But let's decide together whether this is a buy or a buy. Now, I am trying to stay non-biased here just because 1, it's an Air Max 1. 2, it's camouflage and I love camouflage. 3, it is technically not Volt, but I mean, I've got a soft spot for Volt anyway, and it's near enough there. So those are the 3 things I do really like about this shoe. However, it might just be me, but the midsole, there's just something about it. I can't put my finger on it. For a lot of people out there, they're gonna like it. They're gonna love it. And fair play, it's all up to you, of course. But for me, I just needed a little bit more contrast, you know? And I'm not saying I don't like this shoe. I actually do. It's just instead of this sneaker being like an 8 or a 7.5, it's more like a 6.5/7. But there is still a lot to like about this shoe. I actually surprisingly like the toe box and how it's designed. Even though it might miss shape here and there, I like how it looks. I really like the camouflage hits and the hits of yellow. It's just a shame that orange didn't make an appearance on the outer of the sneaker. And I have already said it, but the Big Bubble Air unit is an absolute gem in terms of comfort. But does it do enough for us to spend £145 at retail price for this shoe? I actually can't really answer that question because I got some discount. I got like 10% off, but I think personally, these might hit the sales quicker than we think. Recently anyway, the Air Max 1 87 shape and even the Big Bubbles are hitting sales like nobody's business. And I can see these falling into that category, especially with summer around the corner. So maybe wait for the sales, but I mean, if you like them, get them of course, because I do really like this colorway. With all that said, broskies, I am indeed giving these an absolute buy. But let me know down below what you think. Is this colorway one you're looking out for, or is this an absolute miss? Leave it all down below and I will pin the best comment. Broskies, thank you so much for the love and support on my last video. Honestly, it means a lot. Plenty more content coming very soon. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until the next episode, take care.